I'm not going to address you by your pronouns for the same reason I don't talk to a schizophrenic's imaginary friends.
Yeah.
It's a mental fucking illness. Our food is banned in 30 countries. You know why? Because it's poison. But you can take it. They're looking out for you. And if they don't get you with the vaccine, they're going to get you with the poisons in the food or the phthalates. The fact that human beings film each other fucking, and other people at home are watching people fuck. What's your obsession with fucking? I mean, yeah, I like to fuck. I'm good at it. But I don't need somebody. I don't need a fucking camera crew.
Everyone's a fucking victim!
It's your boy Gerard Michaels here for another Gerard versus Evil. We got King Gooner himself, Christian Perello, over there in the booth. And I am incredibly honored to have a special guest on today's episode, none other than Jimmy Shubert, ladies and gentlemen. Jimmy
Hola,
Shubert.
amigos and amigas.
Jimmy, for people that don't know, Jimmy Shubert is a legend in the comedy community. Jimmy, when people call you a comics comic, what do you think about that? What do you think about that term?
I know what you're saying. Like, you know, there's a guy named Andy Kindler who used to be a comics comic, and he would play to the back of the room. But he was playing to the back of the room, and I thought Andy Kindler was hilariously funny. But also, it was over the audience's head. I mean, maybe on purpose, but I mean, you're entertaining the masses here, so it's like, you know, a lot of... You see, the thing I love about stand-up is you have to be really smart to get it. You have to realize that the guy is joking. It's satire. You know, some people, the people that sit in the audience get mad or walk out.
Yeah.
You talk about people getting triggered. I mean, watch fucking, you know, you get to watch Carlin and
Sam Kinison.
Pryor and Sam Kinison and Bill Hicks. And we grew up with Mad Magazine and Laughing. And it was like comedy was, we grew up in the era of fucking comedy. And so, you know, that's what we were weaned on. I used to remember listening to the Jimmy Durante albums. Jimmy Durante. Of the week. I wrote the bucket of month. Cha-cha-cha-cha. Your name is Cash. I used to put that on and mouth the words and do all that stuff. I mean, I mean, it was just like... I
remember my grandfather watching, what was the one famous comedian? My God, he's so famous. And he would always have these like snide remarks that would go over people's head. It's hilarious by today's standards, but it was like really.
Well, it's interesting.
Was it Groucho Marx? Was it Groucho Marx?
Groucho Marx
Where he would
was
sit
great.
there. And
I like my cigar too, but I take it out once in a while. She had 8 kids. You know, I like my cigar too, but I take it out once in a while.
Yeah.
I mean, all that stuff. And someone just showed me that
he had one joke.
Abbott and Costello did like a joke. Because they referred to it castor oil. We were talking about. They referred to. I want the castor oil. I just want straight. Like it was doing a. What you take if you're constipated. But I mean, if you go back and look at, like, it's funny because I go back and like I studied it all the way back. Like when you guys, I played a Throckmorton Theater in up in Northern California, and that's a theater that Charlie Chaplin played when he was going from the mining towns. He stopped down there and played that theater. But guys like Charlie Chaplin, guys like you know. Jack Bennett. These guys pioneered the medium of radio. First of all, they were live performers, but then they pioneered the medium of radio, and then they pioneered television. Ernie Kovacs is the guy was doing 14 hours of live television a week. You know, all those guys are like, it was never. I mean, it was just invented. Radio was invented.
Yeah.
Guys like Jack Benny were doing it. I mean, comedy has always been king, and comedians always kind of. So I think today's comedy is still king.
But like you said, you know, you started in magic. Those guys, they had magic. They would sing. They would dance. It was vaudevillian. The concept of standing up there and doing comedy for 60 minutes really didn't originate until what, the 40s. 50s?
Well, no, it was. I think it was Mort Saul used to grab his newspaper and go up on stage. He had the newspaper because he has jokes written in the newspaper. But it was like he was talking about the events of that day. You know, it's. That way, the way the Americans do it, where you go up and you can talk about whatever you want. I mean, you could arguably say,
Hope.
Well, yeah, but you could arguably say, you know, it's the second oldest profession. Like, bring me the girls, and then bring me the court jester. And if court jester wasn't funny, off with his head.
Is he talking about me?
Is he talking about me? Certainly, if you could see my clothes. No, sir, we can't. And you're hung like a button on a fur coat. Off with his head.
Where did you begin to get into this, let's call it alternative to the establishment information thinking?
Well, it started with the pandemic.
It really did. So,
Yeah.
all the way up into the pandemic, you were kind of like,
Well, I was aware of it, but I wasn't really I wasn't as vocal about it as I am now. I mean, I mean, when you realize
it was crimes against humanity. I don't understand why everybody's not upset.
And that's just one of the crimes against humanity.
Yeah.
And then there's the greatest scam. Like that's got to be one of the greatest crimes is the food pyramid. They flip the food pyramid. If you flip the food pyramid, you get fat people. What do fat people need? Insulin. And then you track that back to Rockefeller, who basically was one of these guys who was an oil industry magnate and realized that you could make petroleum-based medicines. And then he started taking his money and investing in the way they teach medicine, the way you practice medicine. And so he started donating money to saying we're going to teach medicine.
Eastern versus Western
we're
medicine.
Going to teach different. All that alternative medicine is there for a reason. I am all about the old ways. I'm about taking your feet off and walking on the beach and getting grounded. I'm about charging yourself up by the sun. I'm about eating. I buy spring water in a bottle. I don't drink anything out of plastic. I mean, it's impossible.
A glass bottle?
Wait, glass bottle. Yeah, I don't do anything plastic, and it's impossible because you can't drink your tap water. I mean, I filtered it 7 times and there's still stuff in it. I guarantee it. The minute I get home with stuff that is in plastic, I get it out and put it in glass containers. I don't eat vegetables because they're sprayed with poisons, and it's real poison. But it's almost everywhere. It's in your wine. It's on the grapes when you drink the wine. It's in the wheat and the beer, and when you drink beer, it's in the beer. It's in the beer. They tested like top 10 brands.
Fluoride.
Yeah, it's fluoride in your toothpaste, in your water. Fluoride is a calcification of your pineal gland. So that's why if you go do a little bit of DMT or Dimitri, that shit just straight up boom.
Oh yeah,
blows it out. Yeah,
oh, yeah.
And I got to tell you, bro, it'll change your life. As well as mushrooms, I microdose mushrooms. I don't. The meat I eat is straight from the farm. It is sunshine, water, and grass. They don't even take the last 45 days and feed it grain to give it the marbleization. Now, granted, the steaks are smaller, but still, there's no frickin' shit in it. The eggs are soy-free and grain-free. And the eggs, which I like, it's crazy. Like people, these vegans, they have a tough time getting pregnant because you're not eating eggs.
Yeah.
Eggs is necessary. It's got cholesterol in it. You need cholesterol. The numbers, anywhere between 220 and 300 is a great number for cholesterol. Your body needs it. Your body needs it. They convinced you it was bad. They lied. Another lie. I mean, we could go back. They faked the moon landing. They faked the fucking moon landing for what? If you fake that, what else would you do? I mean, if you go back, the shoes that what's his name wore, and then the footprint, they don't match. I mean, there's Stanley Kubrick. It said space is a frontier, but it's made in a Hollywood basement. Yeah. People know, like it's a joke. It's all been a manipulation from going back to the 1920s when everything changed. When everything kind of changed, these people started making decisions, and it's they're all about enriching themselves and their families, and fuck you and your kind. And like Trump says, the system's rigged, man. The system's rigged. If you got to figure out a way to operate. You can't hate the game. You can't hate the player, but you gotta hate the game. It's like one thing after another. After another, you go, oh shit.
So one of the things I love about you and your act, I feel very similar in a lot of the instances as you do. But this is a little heavy for the audience. So trying to figure out how to get the point across, how to use the platform properly, but also still be entertaining. Yeah. Also still make people laugh.
Yeah,
don't turn into because what I hated about the woke more than anything else, like
they don't have a sense of humor.
They just weren't funny.
Yeah.
Like I came up in New York comedy, everybody was liberal, be a black guy who hates white people. I don't care, but be funny.
Yeah.
And after a while it just became like, oh my God, another women and gender study lecture.
I mean, obviously we're on a podcast now, but I'm with you. The point is how do you figure out how to make this funny? But also, I mean, my job is to make you laugh and think. How do I accomplish that goal?
Well, I think you do a great job of it, is what I was saying.
But that's what I try to make them laugh and think. And I put these little pieces of information along the way, leaving breadcrumbs, because I can't look. You're only capable of receiving the message that you're at the frequency you're vibrating to. But if you talk about all this stuff, I mean, even the frequency of music or the God frequency, or if you just that's what I listen to in my house, as like if you're just trying to. align yourself with we're meant to do none of this. We're not supposed to sit at a desk for 8 hours a day. We're not supposed to be indoors.
Yeah.
We're not supposed to be, I mean,
I've talked about it a lot. Imagine the kid at 12 years old who looks at a bright sunny day outside and daydreams about being out there, and they go, this kid's messed up. That's the weirdo. That's the kid we got to put on pills. This kid can't concentrate. Why don't you let him outside? He doesn't want to be here.
Bro, but imagine being educated in this indoctrination system, and when you graduate, you're not even able to read.
Yeah.
You should be able to grow your own food.
Well, because
you should be able to find clean drinking water.
It's not education.
You should be able to sew your clothes and mend your clothes. You should be able to cook.
Code.
If you taught people to cook, you wouldn't have obesity. I believe me, it's better to raise somebody properly than fix a broken adult. It's better to but they don't want you
This
educated.
is what they want.
They don't want a hardcore.
They want you obedient.
They want you obedient. They don't want you to be able to grow your own food or being a craftsman or being able to do anything or being so unreliant on the government.
You need to be dependent. They need you to be dependent.
Well, that's what it is. But so, yeah. And plus, it's all a joke. What does it mean anyway? You're here for a limited amount of time. What do you want to do with your fucking life? Figure out what feeds your soul, fill your head with beauty, and do that. Whatever it is, whatever that thing is you would do for free. Figure out how to make a living doing it. Figure out how to make. It's like that one thing.
Everybody immediately goes to porn.
No, well,
everybody starts at OnlyFans.
well, yeah, but that's low vibrational. I mean, here's the problem: is you don't look. But I hate all that. First of all, I'm not going to subscribe to your OnlyFans because I'm not a weirdo, number one. Number two is that you think that's all you're capable of is sad for you, that you think your only value is showing your pussy to people and getting dicked on camera. I'm a porn star. No, you're somebody who makes bad decisions and lets people film it. I'm going to tag you. You're somebody with daddy issues and trauma that hasn't figured out how to give yourself real value. All right?
This is the most beautiful message said in the most hostile way.
Well, because I'm a passionate human being.
I love it.
But it's fucking gross. It's fucking gross that that's all you think you're capable of. Contributing to the world is your fucking catcher's mitt of a pussy getting dicked down by 6 guys. That's my OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Who gives a shit? It's this. If you look at the LGBTQ, you know what the LGBTQ is? It's like the colors of the chakras. Red is the root chakra, and purple is the higher consciousness chakra. All they did was flip it. So now, the red is up here, and the purple's down here, and that's all they did was flip that thing. Look, it's f***ing gross. I mean, the fact that people okay, and I'm not saying I haven't watched it and rubbed one out, but the fact that human beings film each other fucking, and other people at home are watching people fuck. I mean, that's how and now we do it with other human beings. We film them while they're fucking. Is then we then go into the woods and film woodpeckers fucking. From the National Geographic film. It's the mating cry. Oh, the red crescent heppelburger, and they're fucking in the tree branch. And it's like, what's your obsession with fucking? I mean, yeah, I like to fuck. I'm good at it. But I don't need somebody. I don't need a camera crew. I don't need. It's like, it's like, it's the gay. I don't give a who you're fucking. Keep it to yourself. Nobody cares.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, is that all you are? Is that all you contribute? It's embarrassing. To tell you the truth, it's embarrassing. And you're a low vibrational fucker, and I don't want you anywhere near my life.
Interesting. So when you lived in L.A., did you feel this way, or is this something maybe living in L.A. you became overexposed to?
Look at the pedophilia that goes on out there. Look at the All Quiet on the Set. Look what they did to those kids. They filmed it. Yeah, I was aware of it.
Were you aware of it?
I was aware of it.
Because I mean, you were deep in the entertainment industry out there for a long time, right?
I would say deep. I mean, I was a working actor. I didn't go to Hollywood party. I mean, I hung out with Kinison. He was a Hollywood party all by himself. But I didn't go like to these fucking. I didn't go to those. I didn't want to. I was like, look, fame is overrated. I know a lot of famous people. Mm-hmm. First off, they're miserable. I have a friend of mine who's a psychiatrist, and he deals with all of them.
Yeah.
They're all fucking miserable. They're on TV shows. They have lots of money, and they hate their lives. And the reason is because they got rid of, once they become successful, they get rid of all their old friends. And so they get these new friends, but these new friends are phony LA fuckers who are just there. And there's no fulfillment. There's not, I mean, don't get me, it's not everybody. I'm painting with broad brush strokes here, obviously. But it's like, it's other, and you hear them talk about it. I mean, look, other than getting a great restaurant on the table, look, the rich and famous part, the rich is great. The famous, not so much.
Really?
I mean, I've been out with guys and they come up and yell in their face. I mean, you know, Kinison. I know a lot of people. They're like, you know, they're almost.
Kinison, I believe, started as a preacher. Is that right?
Yeah,
he was a preacher.
He started as a preacher, but we'd be sitting there having dinner, and someone going, like in his face,
like do his act.
Yeah, Jim Carrey, I saw him on the David Letterman show talking about, can we just have a couple of your nose hair so we can tell people we hung out with you? Come on, just give us a pair of your socks. Like people, like it's like weird. Like that celebrity craving culture that we live in is fucking embarrassing. Those people are just people, regardless of what you think of them. And I tell you, don't ever meet your heroes because you'll be really gravely fucking disappointed.
Yeah, that much is true.
Because it's an image, and you would be surprised. You would be surprised at how much not like that they are. I've operated in that car. I've hung out with them. I've talked to them.
Well, shoot, I mean, Bobby Lee is a great example. I mean, he kind of credits you with almost saving his career. Like you took him in from literally the cold.
No. Bobby was living in his car, and he was hungry, and I fed him. I took him down, and we went to the. He goes, well, yeah. I said, come on, let's go eat, man. What are you talking about, dude? I've been that guy. And people help me out. I help Bobby out. That's all. I mean, plus, I always looked after people. I've always helped people. I mean, it's the way. It's not my nature to do anything else. I'm not one of those guys. I'm not a bitter guy. I'm not a jealous guy. My friends' wins are my wins. I let a guy sleep on my couch. He's now got 4 TV shows on Fox. His name's Jeff Appeloff. We started doing comedy back in the day. You know, I freaking let him 7 grade. He slept on my couch. I freaking fed him, made sure the refrigerator was full when I went on the road. And now he's living in $1 million house. That like I don't. Not like look. This is what you know. It's you know. It's all.
Have they reciprocated to you? Do you feel like you've gotten as much as you've given?
For that reason.
No, I'm not saying that you do. I get it. But do you think that you've gotten as much as you've given?
Doesn't make a difference. Doesn't make a difference. It's not why I do it. And furthermore, it doesn't change who I am, regardless of whether it comes back the other way. It's not why I did it in the first place, and it doesn't. And that's not why I did it. I don't do it. I don't keep score. What I do is do what I feel that's the right thing to do at the time. And so, and I happen to be. I'm not perfect, but I definitely have a lot of empathy for, and especially with artists. I know how tough this job is. I don't. You know, I've gone out of my way to help. So many people over the years are sending emails. Hey, you should get this guy in your club. He's a great act. Get him on the road. Try to help him get some. You know, you can only do what you can do because look. My friends' wins are my wins. I hope everybody makes it. I really do. You know, look. There's a side of me that doesn't really want to become famous. Because I just want to make a living doing something I love.
Well, you are a fan. I mean, you were all over the Comedy Store documentary. I mean, you know, everybody.
Yeah, it is in that world, and I've done a lot of television. I've done a lot of movies, and so.
Were you there the night Rogan called out Mencia?
I wasn't in town that night, but I knew it was brewing.
Really?
Well, first off, you know, Carlos Mencia, like nobody, like if Carlos were going, he would go up and do an hour. And he would bump everybody. And then he would sit in the back of the room and he would steal people's jokes. He was notorious for it. I wouldn't go on if he was there.
Really?
Yeah, I go, no, this fucking guy. Because he had access to a TV show. And Joe was right to call him out for it. The guy's a fucking thief.
Yeah.
He's a fucking thief. And he was actually arrogant about it.
Yeah, he tried to end, I believe it was Bobby and Ari's career. And you know, threaten them with being blacklisted if they actually went forward with any of this.
You know,
which is the worse than even stealing. It's like not only are you stealing from me, but then you're gonna blackmail my career against me.
I don't know what the agency was, but Joe and Carlos were the same agency, and they got rid of Joe.
I know. Well, back then, this is what people don't remember about the Mencia Rogan incident. Rogan wasn't Rogan back then. Right? I mean, he had done this is, I think, before Fear Factor. He had done talk radio.
Joe was on
news radio.
He does news radio. He did Fear Factor. I mean,
but Mencia had just taken over for Chappelle.
Doesn't make a difference, bro. It doesn't make a difference. Someone had to call him out, and Rogan did.
It took some real balls, though. You know, that's what I'm saying.
Well, hey, there weren't any repercussions. I mean, he lost his agency over it, and they banned him from the Comedy Store because
they banned Rogan from the Comedy Store.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, they made a choice. They said, and so and Joe didn't go back for a number of years, and then they they changed the whole thing, and Joe started going back. But Joe's done so much for that club, and also all the comedians there. But Joe was like, he would go in there and they say, here, he didn't take a paycheck. He would say, here, use it to fix the club. You do the bathrooms.
Wow.
And they did. And they started renovating the club. And so Joe loves the place like we all do. Everybody that started there loves the place. I mean, Mitzi passed me. I'm a passed by Mitzi regular at the Comedy Store. Not all these goons that came after Mitzi, but Mitzi, sure, passed me and made me a paid regular at the store. I also was doing it at Arsenio Hall, Andrew Dice Clay, Gary Shandling, Louis Anderson. I mean, the list goes on. Robin Williams would come in. Eddie Murphy would come in. I mean, this was like, I'm a doorman. I was there watching. The greatest education you can get was sitting there watching and then and figuring out how to fucking do this art form and to do it at a high level, because you could watch these guys, and even you want to learn a lot by watching a bad comedian. You know what not to do, learn what not to do. But it was a once in a lifetime experience. I didn't realize it at the time. How lucky and fortunate you were to have been there, because everything changes. Everything's temporary. I don't know. I saw this thing on somebody talking about this thing online about, there's every moment is a once in a lifetime moment, because it's not going to happen again. But because we take things for granted, you think it will. And they said that, in other words, next time you hug somebody you love and care about, is when you do hug them, hold them and then close your eyes and imagine that this is the last time you're going to see that person. So that then the hug takes on a different kind of meaning. It takes on a different kind of thing. But that's really why. Like, dude, I got to tell you, I went to India with Russell Peters. You go to India and like, man, Russell is an amazing dude. But you go to India with Russell and it's like being with Elvis.
No.
And he's doing these amazing arenas. And he brought me to go open his shows, which were amazing. And just a world-class, amazing experience. Shared that whole culture with me. Build up a whole following there. Because, America, stand-up comedy is a uniquely American art form, like jazz music. And so for him to go over there and, like, turn these people into fans of comedy. They were Russell Peters fans, and now he's brought comedy to them, and now they kind of get it. So it's like, it's an interesting thing. But also, if you go to India, and I was talking with Russell's brother about this. I think they were born in India, and then their parents moved to Canada, or whatever the deal was, or Clayton, his brother, was born there, and then they moved to Canada. But I was taken aback by the poverty, like the real poverty. Like, it's like, I mean,
legit third world poverty.
No shoes, sleeping in doorways, dirt, and as bad as it is, you could be wearing a Tag Heuer and go into the slums of Calcutta. They would never rob you. They would never steal your watch.
Wow.
They would never rob you. So, but we talked about the geometry of where you're born. Like, if you're born in India, you don't have this life.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have this life. Mm-hmm. Russell doesn't have his brother doesn't have the life. It's like when I was in the Philippines, I was on vacation, doing some scuba diving and stuff. It's these places are so fucking poor.
Yeah.
You have no idea how lucky you are to be born in America. Is it perfect? No. But you have no idea how lucky you are. I mean, dude, there's some mornings I get up and I just lay there and I just thank God and thank the universe and thank my ancestors for this journey that I'm on, because my life has been amazing up until this point. I'm so blessed. And because I've seen it. And you have people in this country who have everything. They're a Maharaji with a 2-car garage, and there they are lifting up boulders. Upset about.
Well, there's a reason, I think, and I think you just hit the nail on the head there. Your ancestors. You didn't get here by accident. Your ancestors did something to survive, to make it here, to make this life for you, for then you to turn around and use the prosperity that they created for you, especially these, like, there's nothing in the world I hate more than the self-loathing rich progressives. I hate this person more than anybody on earth.
Yeah.
And, they want to sit here and, this is so horrible. It's the worst place. Dude, you're spitting in the face of your ancestors.
Well, it's interesting. Have you ever heard of the Ancestral Mathematics?
What, the third generation poverty?
No, it's fourth generation.
Fourth generation?
No, it's 4,062 people had to meet each other and fall in love over 4 generations in order for you to exist.
Really?
Yeah. So I always tell people, walk in the room like you got 4,000 people standing behind you, because you do.
Yeah.
That's 4,062 people over that means your mom and dad. And then your mom and dad has a mom and dad, your mom and dad has a mom and dad.
Sure.
And then they have their mom and dad, their mom and dad, their mom and dad, their mom and dad. That's 8 times that by 16. 16 is 32. Over the course of 4 generations, they had to meet, fall in love, procreate in order for you to exist.
Yeah.
So do you think that's a accident? Or do you think these people, look at all those love stories, all the pain, all the suffering, all the strife, all the travel to get you to this point in your life, for you to be miserable? I'm depressed, I'm upset. For what?
Well, how much of it is actual insecurity that they don't think they'll be able to live up to the greatness of their ancestors?
You don't have to be, listen, you're here. You're already great. You're here. You made it. You're born.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
You won the race. You were the sperm that won.
And then figure it out. Figure it out from there. I mean, it's not that tough. Be a good person.
Yeah, be of service.
Educate yourself. Be of service. Be of service. Be of service of people. So, you know what they say? Talk about purpose. I got to find my purpose. You know what your purpose is? When you're doing your purpose, it's what happens to other people while you're doing it is what you're supposed to be doing. For me, it's making people laugh or doing that. And I never, like, I love it so much. I love just making people laugh. And I never take it for granted. I never go up, because there's only 12 people in the audience. Go, oh, I never do that. I always give it 110%.
No, I've seen you. It's incredible, the energy you give the people.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is I'm so blessed to be able to do this. And, you know, it's funny. And, you know, it's funny. It's called vitamin G. It affects everything. It affects your whole entire being.
That's what I should have called this show, Christian. Where was he when we were naming shows? Vitamin G.
Great name.
Gratitude. Vitamin G, the latitude and longitude of gratitude.
Absolutely.
That's it. Because I tell you, you know, when you're grateful, you find more things in your life to be grateful for. But when you're a miserable, I hate this is going to get, then that's what you find. You know, listen, the one thing I know to be true in life is whatever you put into the universe comes back to you tenfold. So if you want great friends, be a great friend. If you want to be loved, learn to love people. It all starts with you. Vibrate at that frequency, and like you said earlier, whether it comes back or not doesn't make a difference.
Yeah, well, you said something.
Because then you're doing it because you expect something, and then that is not pure.
Yeah,
you're quid pro quoing it.
No, I agree with you.
Don't quid pro quo it. Do it because that's who the you are.
Yeah, do it because it's the right thing to do. That in and of itself is its own reward. I really believe it. And oddly enough, the reason I was going down that route is, and my audience knows this, I talk about this all the time. Once I was able to make a shift, and it was a very difficult shift, from going into a room and saying, oh, hey, how can I meet this guy? What can I get out of him? To going into a room and being genuine about it, like, all right, well, how can I add value to this person? How can I help this person? What can I do? And switching your mentality to that service mentality, you know, output instead of input, it's actually been the most important change in my life.
Yeah, well, it's no much interesting. Stop looking at people as people and start looking at them as energy. Start looking at it as energy. Start looking at it as like energy, because that's all it is. Everything's energy and vibration. Start looking at people like energy. Instead of looking at people as bad or dishonest, they're just not leveled up. They're not. They haven't. They're at a different level. That's all. It doesn't mean they just haven't. I mean, it takes a lot of work to get to level up. You have to really do your own shadow work. You have to look at all the bad parts of yourself and forgive yourself. You should forgive people. Most of all, you should forgive yourself, because you're only capable of doing, like, it's like, look, well, my parents perfect people? No, but they did the best job they could, and they love me. Am I perfect? No, but I work on myself every day. I try to be the best version of myself every day. I try to, you know, eat right and take care of myself, and I journal, and I'm grateful, and I meditate, and I try to go out into the world and be of service. And
this is something you were saying to me off camera that you really respected about Rogan. We were talking about playing the mothership and how much we love it, and how much you've seen him give back to other people over the years, and that's what you respect.
Well, yeah, his karma, like, dude, to watch what he's done with that club to watch is what like he's honored the thing of the Comedy Store, which is to give all these young up and coming people breaks and opportunities. There's a lot of guys who have careers because of Joe.
Sure.
I mean, Joe's like to do today.
Tony Hinchcliffe.
Yeah, but no, Tony's really funny. Tony's really
of course
talented.
he's funny, but
there's no question about it. Tony's built his own thing with the Kill Tony show. I mean, he had some help. Yeah, obviously being exposed to the Joe Rogan audience. Yeah, but Tony is every bit as funny as anybody I've ever hung out with in my
Tony's a funny dude. But
great.
Without Rogan? Think he would have made it on his own?
Well, I got news for you, bro. The Kill Tony show is selling out freaking auditoriums. So the guy's been doing that for years and years and years. He's built it, bro. Brick by brick by brick by brick. You can't take anything away from Tony.
I'm not taking Joe helped him is not taken away.
No, you're right. And exactly right. The thing is that but I was talking karmically. The great things he's done for a lot of comedians, and also the comedy industry, and going all the way back to the Carlos Mencia thing. I mean, Joe, like that is monstrous. Yeah. And he loves comedy. You could tell he does. Like, Ron White loves comedy. Like, you see these guys, people love it, man. Some of the greatest laughs you have at that club are backstage in the green room, And so, anyway, but everybody's got to figure out what their path is or what their journey is. It's everybody's on their own path. It's like I've never been one of those dudes, man. I've never been one of those guys. I root for my friends all the time. I hope they become as successful as they want to be.
Have you always been this way, Jimmy, or is this something you came to?
No, I've always been this way. I don't because it's like you either get bitter or you get better. There's no excuses here. You don't get to excuse. You don't get to pick and choose. I'm not here because I represent like everything I've got in my life. I've hustled for. I've every scrap of meat from that table I had to fight for. Every audition, every freaking acting class, driving myself across country by myself when I was 19 to go start working as a doorman at the Comedy Store. All those nights of not paying and driving out of the way to radio and promoting myself and doing all this stuff and building it brick by brick by brick by brick. And I've had an amazing life, and it's the life I wanted. I'm also a magician member of the Magic Castle. I've also been able to act in movies and TV, and I'm also a great stand-up.
Hilarious.
And these were the things that I wanted to do with what I wanted to do. I mean, and I make a great living doing it. And so is that a win? Yeah, it's a win. I've been doing it for 30 years. I started when I was 17.
Grinding, though, man.
Yeah, grinding. Yeah, but, the thing of it is now is, but I'm still grateful for all of it. The wins, the challenges, the losses, all of it. I don't care. Look, man, it was a life full of adventure. I've gone to Afghanistan to entertain the troops with Steve Byrne and Pedro Hernandez and Dave Mordal and Drew Carey. I've been all over Europe doing military, armed forces entertainment, welfare, morale, recreation, and DOD tours, Department of Defense tours, where I've done shows in war zones for the American troops. So I've done, been in movies. I've done theaters. I've done freaking theaters in India. I've done casinos. I have casinos all across America. I'm working with my buddy Steve Trevino. We're doing some shows up in.
He's a funny dude, huh?
Dude, I love Steve Trevino. I love him. He's the same kind of attitude.
Okay.
He's a really good family guy. Loves it. Knows he blessed. Gives back. Great human being.
And a man's man.
And he loves his dad, and he honors the veterans and police, and he's not ashamed about any of it, And so I love him. He's a fucking hilarious guy. I mean, he's really funny. And so, I mean, I got a lot of friends. Like, when you've done this long enough, you realize how tough it is to do. And so I have anybody who's got like 20 years in or 25 years in is automatically has my respect because I know how tough this game is. It's so tough to get to that point because so many people drop out or whatever thing. I mean, if your heart's not in it, you're not going to make it.
100%.
If you don't live it, breathe it, eat it, and sleep it, you're not going to make
100%.
it. But you got to find that thing.
Million different chances to quit along the way. Million different reasons to quit. Million different reasons to pack it up and say, man,
until the universe realizes that you're not going to go anywhere, and the universe loves a stubborn soul. And then eventually it starts to bless you, and you start to make some dreams come true, and you get your first movie role, and then you start working in television, and then you start getting development deals, and then you start, doing the thing, and then you start having a career where your schedule is packed, and you got bonuses and door deals in place, and you're going, yeah.
That's what they say. It takes 15 years to create an overnight success.
Yeah, and Mark Maron does a joke. Unfortunately, it's the same exact amount of time it takes to create an overnight failure. Same time to make a complete another failure. And Mark worked the door back there, and I love Mark Maron. I mean, I'd like to say again, there's another guy. I'm really happy for his success. He's in movies now. His podcast is freaking huge.
He was great in Glow. He was fantastic.
Yeah, I did an episode of Maron with him. Mark gave me an opportunity to go do a guest star on the thing with him. It was fun, man. And it's like, these guys put their dues in. They paid their dues, man. You win. Get everything you can get. I promise you, you deserve it.
So, Jimmy, what do you have coming up next, man? Where can the people find you, and how can they support you?
Well, they can go to jimmyshubert.com is my website. You can follow me at Instagram at Jimmy Shubert. I don't have Twitter. I don't do Twitter, but my Facebook fan page is Jimmy Shubert Comedian, and also I have a TikTok, Jimmy Shubert. But you go to my website; it has links to all that stuff. But I got dates coming up in Chicago, the 25th through the 27th. I'm going to be at Zany's downtown. The next following week, I'm going to be the 29th through August 4th. I'm going to be at the Stratosphere at the LA Comedy Club out there. I got a couple dates I'm doing with Steve Trevino in Atlantic City in Maryland at the casinos up there. And I'm working with Steve on the 6th and 7th. We're out at Naples at Off the Hook Comedy Club. I'm doing some shows out there.
Oh, fantastic.
And I got a gig I'm going to be in St. Pete on July 19th at the Side Door Palladium out there in St. Pete Beach. You can get tickets to that. It's a great little gig. It's a small kind of intimate room. And then so I'm working up there, and then I think in August I'm going on vacation. I'm going to get lost in the world for a couple of weeks.
Yeah, I think I'm going to do the same thing.
Yeah, I like going places where you just haven't been.
Got to recharge your batteries,
Well, you just got to get off the grid.
Yeah.
A backpack and and just go with your cell phone and just go. I was in I was just working in Hong Kong in April. I did that this year. Look, especially after what happened the last 3 years, people are dropping dead left and right, and you don't even know if you're going to be next or whatever. Live your fucking life. I can't afford it. Charge it. Have representatives from the credit card companies that you're fucking trying to get them. Go live your life.
Yeah. Good luck trying to repossess the memories from Hong Kong. Yeah.
But I was working over there at my buddy Jameson Gong has a club over there, and we did some shows over there. So it was great. And then from there you can go to Phuket.
In English?
Yeah.
Oh, no shit.
Believe it or not, dude. I did China 3 times.
Is that right?
I did the Kung Fu Comedy Club. There's English speaking on. They call them expats. They're over there teaching English to the Chinese, a lot of these college kids and stuff. And so I did 3 years.
Did they give you any beef with your material? Did they say you can't say this, can't say that?
I don't work that way.
Gotcha.
I don't go to another country and let me tell you another thing about the Chinese government. He's dead. I'll tell you what's wrong with this country. You know what's wrong with this country? He's in prison. He's been in the hole. He's been there for 6 months. That's why when you.
What is the punchline? I need to know.
That's why when you travel to another country, you have to have 6 months on your pay. You can't go if it expires in 2 months. You have at least 6 months on the end of your passport before you go to other
Just in
countries.
case.
Just in case. You get caught smuggling opium up in your other Cheerio, and you wind up in a Turkish prison.
This is an oddly specific just in case.
No, because that's that movie. What's that movie where the guy wound up in a Turkish prison?
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
But anyway, but I mean, dude, you see it. You see it. They have a show. Guys are getting caught. What were you thinking?
Yeah.
Dude, if you get caught with a roach.
Oh no!
You go to Singapore, you get caught with a roach.
Crazy.
You go to jail for life.
The dude who tried to steal the dude who tried to steal the poster from North Korea, and they lobotomized him. He came back a vegetable.
Oh, bro, I'm telling you. Again, you live in America. Get down and kiss the tierra firma that you walk on, and be grateful for your from here because they don't give a fuck in other countries. Ask that Brittany Grenier about her experiences in Russian prison. They don't fuck around.
She stands for the anthem now.
I got news, yeah, and she's happy to do so. And I'll tell you what, when I would travel internationally, I go through my bags. I check every nook and cranny, make sure nothing.
Just in case.
Because I like my ass it only. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be over there being able to. Hey, he was just in a Turkish prison.
Unless it's a lady boy, he spends a lot of time out there. You gotta keep it open minded.
The guy went over to the Turkish prison. Now he can do deep knee bends over a fire hydrant. You know what I'm saying? No, dude. I'm telling you, they don't fuck around, and you shouldn't either, bro. It's not a joke.
No.
Bro. You should read the reports, read the custom reports before you go somewhere, and then you can go get lost in the world. Once you know the rules of the game.
And as Americans, we need to know the First Amendment does not exist elsewhere.
No,
there's a dude that spent, Christian, look this up just so I know. I believe the guy spent 6 months in prison for a prank where he put a pound of bacon on the steps of a mosque in Britain, and they put him in jail for 6 months for it. So
they don't fuck around. If you're traveling internationally, they don't fuck around. Leave your games back here and your pranks. Yeah.
Conversely, we have a big audience in Australia for some reason. All you Aussies and you Brits that you come over here, get your around out of your system. You can put bacon wherever you want out here. Enjoy. This is the land of sarcasm and enjoy it. Come on over here.
I love those prank shows where they prank the wrong guy.
Correction, it was 12 months.
12 months?
Yeah.
He did a year.
In a Bristol.
They gave him a month per ounce of bacon on the steps.
Yes.
Holy shit.
Yeah, bro.
Hey, that reminds us, tomorrow is the 4th of July, and we have 1,776 reasons why we don't got to put up with that. God bless America. God bless Jimmy Shubert. God bless you, Christian the Gooner Perello.
70-year-old dude. Smoked, drank his whole life. Found out he's got a couple free tumors. They want to put him on chemo, all this other stuff. And the dude says, nope, ain't doing it, man. And he goes home and he starts taking ivermectin. Takes it for about 2 months. We go, look, you gotta come in, we're gonna get you, check you out. Gone.
Really?
Gone.
I've heard fasting, too. I've heard fasting
bro.
cancer.
Are you kidding me? Fasting's been around since the Bible. I got news for you. The best meal that the body has is itself. Because when you go into that ketosis state, your body starts eating all the bad shit first. All the bad shit it eats first. And then, I'm telling you, fasting is so unbelievably healthy for you, and it's free.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the best thing. So you watch. Yeah. So you're an animal. You ever notice when an animal gets sick, what's the first thing it stops doing? Eating.
Is that right?
Yeah, stops eating. So I do it once a week.
You fast 24 hours?
24 hours. 24 hours.
You do lemon water?
I do lemon water. I do cayenne. I do black coffee. But if you did a 72-hour fast, if you had the balls big enough to
Mickey does it all the time. We got to get Mickey.
Yeah, but he does it for weight.
Yeah.
But also, it completely resets your immune system. Also, your probability of cancers go down 70%, and it's higher in some studies. Goes down. If you just did a 72-hour fast, your lifetime expectancy of getting it, 70%.
Check out Jimmy Shubert. This has been Gerard versus Evil. Enjoy the 4th of July. I will be back Monday. There will be no Friday episode. I will be back Monday.
God bless America.
Everyone's a